everyone, this video is how to say more, dedicated to advanced English learners. And I am Yulia Benglina, an ex-Yandex product builder with a Cambridge diploma in teaching methodology. First of all, I would like to sell to you this idea of why you should say more, why you should be willing to say more in English. Well, actually, it's not for everyone. Some people have the opposite problem. They already speak too much and they need to make the speech conciser, right? Shorter and more to the point. But there is quite a big segment of English learners who do not say enough when they speak English. And to be clear, this is partially a language problem and partially a personality thing, right? Because some people are more introverted and some people are more extroverted. For some people, it's easier to share, and for others, for more withdrawn, reserved people, it's more challenging to share because, like, they think everything is obvious. Why to say it like it's obvious already? And we'll come back to this very point later on. So yeah, this video is going to be at the intersection of language learning and soft skill training and personality building, but that's actually the reality. When you learn language, your personality, who you are, impacts the outcomes. So to become a better learner, sometimes you need to tweak something about personality. This is a super unpopular opinion, right? Because now we celebrate diversity and we want to accept everyone for who they are. But nevertheless, some people with certain personality types are better language learners. And it's not about cognitive abilities, it's not about talent, it's about some specific personality traits. So without further ado, let me share with you my short presentation and we'll get straight to the point, right? How to say more. And you want to say more if you want to be noticed at meetings, at work meetings. If you want to say more, if you want to appear more confident at job interviews, if you want to build deeper connections, interpersonal relationships with people, and just for the sheer sake of producing speech and practicing English, you will benefit from saying more. So hopefully you get this idea and you are excited about building lengthier monologues rather than shorter ones. And from what for, let's shift our focus to how. For this, I will take as an example this one question, which the users of my product S2S or student to student are discussing this week. Let's have a look. The topic is side hustles, and the question is, what's your current or previous employer's attitude towards side hustling, right? Like having a separate side project, side job. Do your colleagues openly discuss this kind of side projects? Use the phrase to retain top talent. So now, first, I will give you like a stereotypical answer of a student, intermediate student, a user who has not discovered this inner skill of sharing more yet. So the typical thing would be to say, and well, it's going to represent my first employers, that like my first employer was quite negative about side hustling. It was a school in Moscow, and the headmistress was quite possessive. She wanted to retain top talent, and she was afraid. She was quite afraid that her employees would quit if they discovered better opportunities. So the colleagues didn't openly discuss side hustles, even though most of the teachers had students on the side. So that's it, right? I answered the question, but that was quite short. One simple trick to add another layer. So far, I have only shared facts with you. I have mentioned where I worked, I have described the school, I have described my headmistress's attitude towards side projects, but that's it. I actually haven't shared with you what this whole story means personally to me. Maybe because I'm shy, maybe because I don't see the value in doing that. Maybe because I think it's obvious, like, it's negative, right? But your thoughts are obvious only to you because they are your thoughts. For them to become obvious and clear for other people, you need to say them out loud. And that helps you to build a deeper connection, to provoke interesting dialogues with other people, and to produce more speech. So one trick that we are looking at in this video is adding the layer of opinions on top of the facts. So now let me answer the same question, adding my personal opinion towards the situation, and you will see how I will lengthen this response and how it will become immediately more exciting and engaging. So let me repeat the question. What's your current or previous employer's attitude towards side hustling? Do your colleagues openly discuss side projects? Use the phrase to retain top talent. And I will pick up the same school, my previous employer, the first school that I worked for, adding my opinions. All right. The first school I worked for in Moscow, I did not like the idea of side hustling. The headmistress was quite possessive. She wanted to retain the top talent, the top teachers that worked for her school. And she was like, quite jealous when she heard people mentioning other students or other schools. So that was a hush-hush topic. And my colleagues didn't openly discuss other side projects that they were engaged in. And as you can imagine, this created uh, some additional tensions on top of already existing tensions. Well, every school has tensions, right? Because it's human nature to be willing to share, to discuss what's going on in your life with other like-minded people. We can learn a lot from other peers when we open up, when we share information about other schools, about other students. But since that was a hush-hush topic and people wanted to hide their side projects, this created isolation, and isolation builds pressure. So that was one of the big reasons why I didn't enjoy working for that school, and I lasted only one academic year and quit at the end of it because I didn't enjoy this atmosphere of secrecy. I enjoy transparent communication when I can openly share what's going on in my professional life with my colleagues. After that, later on, I shifted and started working in IT instead of academia. And everyone there understands that people have side projects, try new things, learn from new things. And actually, the company benefits from employees learning new things on the side hustle as they bring new skills back to the main work. I was very happy after the shift, and I really appreciate the value of sharing experience openly that's like most commonly found in most of the IT companies. So you see, I was again playing a student. My answer was not perfect, but I think it was way more engaging than the first one as I started sharing what that means to me. Do you agree with me? Or maybe it's in my head and you didn't hear the difference between the first and the second one. Please share openly in the comments. I'm really curious about your opinion. Now, let's have a look at the phrases that can help you to shift your focus towards opinion sharing. To be honest, frankly, if you ask me personally, the way I see it, right? The way I see it is better to share your experience. So I reckon that this atmosphere of secrecy didn't contribute to a healthy work environment. I'd say that it was one of the major reasons why I quit that school, right? From where I stand, it makes more sense to share your experience from side hustles with your colleagues. All right. So if you recognize yourself, if you have this issue that sharing your opinions doesn't come naturally to you, please write down or take a screenshot of these phrases. And next time you engage in a conversation, make this promise to yourself that you're going to share your opinion at least once, using at least one of these phrases. Actually, using the phrases is not the end in itself. It's just a crutch, an extra tool, an extra aid that can help you to say more. And if you're not sure where to find this kind of people who you can share your opinions with freely, maybe because you live in a place where it's not so easy to find native speakers, or because like most of your uh, bodies to speak with our colleagues, and for some reason you're not comfortable sharing your thoughts with your colleagues, you can join our service S2S, Student to Student English, where every week we will supply you with one new speaking partner, another advanced learner, a speaking plan with questions and phrases, and we will even share feedback and correct your errors after the communication takes place. All right, and the first step before you switch off is to go back to this list and choose just one phrase that you like the most, that you promise to yourself to use next time, and write one comment sharing your opinion about this video using this phrase. This is your first step from thought to action. Build this neuronal connection in your brain, right? Make things happen. Start now. All the best. I believe in you.